What's happening, guys?
Before we get into the episode, we want to help you out.
In case you didn't know, when we're not gobbing off in Eddie's bar, we're actually online coaches.
We are indeed, and as a former Royal Marines commando, Harry spends his time helping people physically prepare for life in the military, and I can guarantee he'll get you through any arduous course you can throw at him. Isn't that right, Shep?
Bang on, Rex. And if you're tired of looking and feeling like shit, then let Eddie help you take back control of your life. He used to be a fat sack, and now he looks like a Greek god. That could be you.
If you want to transform how you look, perform, and feel, then get in contact with us.
The link will be in the description. All right, guys, welcome to the 30th episode of Below the Bar.
Joining us on the podcast today are Mike Chadwick and Gary McNamara from the Red On Group. As former British Army physical training instructors, Mike and Gaz set up Red On to revolutionise how people prepare for arduous courses and maximise their physical potential.
In this conversation, expect to find out how decades of military experience has forged a winning culture at Red On, the secret to success in any business, and why the right pair of socks could be the difference between you passing and failing UK Special Forces selection.
Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to special guest episode of the Brummie Brothers. We are here at Red On Performance Centre
with Mike and Gaz. Welcome to the pod, lads.
I'm back.
Yeah, Gaz is on for part two.
Gaz hasn't slept since his first appearance because he's been craving the limelight again.
Honestly, man, we're getting stopped in the street. It's madness, isn't it?
Those 5 listeners really liked you, I think. So
yeah,
it's good to have you back, mate. And we've got Chad in as well. So the first question, boys, is a kind of a curveball. So it's nothing to do with what you're probably expecting. So we need to know your dream 5-a-side team. So both of you. Individually, you can put yourself in it. You can be the S&C coach. You can be the manager, whatever. So whoever wants to go first, whoever wants to open.
And this is the first time we've ever asked
any guest
this.
I think I've got mine already.
Yeah,
you've got it. You go.
No,
you go.
Take this in whichever way you want. We haven't asked anyone this before, so you've got to set
pro footballers or people I know.
Whatever, mate.
Whatever you want.
You've got to set the precedent here because you're the first guest that are going to answer this question.
We know you like to win, though. So I mean, who's going to?
Yeah. Do you know what? It'd be very hard to go. Wait, mate, shut up a minute. It's my time. It'd be very hard to go. You've had your limelight.
But I was going to say, should we do goalkeepers first? You do goalkeeper, I do goalkeeper.
I'll do that.
Yeah, position by position, like Monday Night Football.
It's like Monday Night Football, you know, when they go through like their team in the season and they just bicker about it.
This will be the whole pod now.
All right, I'm going to go Alisson straight away.
In goal?
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm going 5-a-side. It's a good choice, actually.
It's hard to beat Alisson because he's arguably like the best keeper on the planet.
And he could probably play centre mid as well.
Yeah, true.
I was going to go initially Cassius.
Yeah, anyone in a 5-a-side goal that fucking size is going to be a little bit
agile as well.
Yeah, so
I'll
Alisson, if you're playing,
staying in net there though.
Yeah, if you're playing rush back.
See, it's 5-a-side. Alisson can play rushy, can't he?
But you're not allowed out your area, so it doesn't really make a difference. So you want a shot stopper.
True.
He's good with his feet. Those the distribution, like he's fizzing passes into people in midfield.
I'm good with feet, mate. I'm looking for.
You're old school
to save.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So Casillas and Alisson, we're in.
Centre back again.
Actually, we need to cover formations really.
I was going to say, what are you playing? What are you playing?
You concentrate on yours. I'm going to go good ball playing centre back.
Nice.
Will be straight off the top of the head. Will be John Stones.
Nice. Okay.
I'm going Rio Ferdinand.
You've gone
Mate,
very.
You're just going absolute Italian.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
The shittest 5-a-sides ever.
I'm going to go.
Before you come down, 5 at the back.
Yeah. You're just parking the bus, guys.
Right, I'm going to go 2. I'm going 2 at the back though.
Yeah, it's fine.
Are you?
Might do. Go on, Rio.
Do you want me to do it?
No, you've done that.
I've done Rio, yeah.
I'm going to go better than Rio at defending. Ball playing probably on standard with John Stones. Still in that era, Van Dijk.
I thought you might have Van Dijk in there somewhere.
Not the same since his ACL though, is he? Are we going pre-ACL?
It's pre-ACL.
What do you know about ACLs?
Not a lot.
We'll get into that.
Cool. I'm not going for another centre-back. I'm going to go for Ashley Cole.
Okay. So you're going very sort of traditional here, and you've gone sort of contemporary. So there's a theme going on here. You need to think about sort of team chemistry as well, though, because if you've got lads who've all played in the same sort of era, and so have you at the moment. So you need to keep that.
Gerrard. Next.
Throwing a curveball.
Oh, this is the issue now. Do you play 2 in midfield and 1 up top, or do you play 1 in midfield? Because Rio Ferdinand for me can step up anyway, so can Ashley Cole. So I'm going to play.
Wrong area,
the issue is, Gerrard's probably my favourite one of my favourite players
Well,
of all
you
time.
can't have him now, though,
I
can
know,
you?
so I can't have him. So we can't. We're doing it that way. So
She was nervous. You want to.
You've got to play each other, so you can't have Gerrard on Gerrard, okay?
I'm gonna mix it right up right now. And I'm gonna put Jude Bellingham in there.
I was thinking of Jude.
You can't do it though.
No.
You can't now, yeah.
So up top, you'd have to go. I want.
You're
Luis
playing two up
Suarez.
top, aren't you?
I
You're
want
playing
Luis
two.
Suarez. What do you mean two up top? I picked 4.
How many have you got left?
How many have we
So we've
got?
got one more left. I would love Luis Suarez. I think it'd be, but I don't think you can ever get better than Messi.
No.
You
Nice.
keep picking goats here, Mike. So
Yeah,
you're not
you've
really
got-
you're not leaving Gaz with much to work with here.
If you grew the balls and went first, you'd be all right.
I'm going for prime Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney, street
Strong
striker.
choice.
I'm
You've
going
gone very
prime
English
Wayne Rooney
here.
on that. I think the minute if this is at like Power League Stockport, the minute Messi's in there,
Mate,
his
Rio
head's
Ferdinand,
dropped.
mate.
His head's gone.
dropped.
-2.
10 like a bus, mate. Messi is absolutely annihilated.
A repeat of that Champions
30
League
minutes
final.
Power
Rooney.
League and witness.
Rooney and Bellingham, that link up.
You've
Yeah,
got a
it'd be
very
nice
English
on 11
team.
side. It'd be
That's
lovely on 11
outrageous.
side, but you
Yeah.
picked the wrong pitch.
You can't lump it up to Messi, and he's you can do whatever you want with Messi. to be fair.
So there you go. If you're listening, you can make those two teams play them against each other and let us know who wins. Who've you got your money on? Do you reckon?
It's hard not to go with Mike, to be honest.
What, because
Get
of
that
Messi?
off.
That's it.
No?
Or the Gerrard
Full
thing.
team.
It's difficult.
You're both Brummies,
I'm
and I
obvious-
mentioned Jude Bellingham.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm,
no,
I'll tell you what,
True.
I'm going to throw this back. I'm going to take Messi out. I'm going to put...
He's going to go for a big striker, like a tall. He wants. He wants.
A
I'm
peak.
going to throw Luis Suarez in because I've already mentioned
Yeah,
it.
okay.
I'm still winning.
yeah, but I'm biased because I'm a Liverpool fan as well.
You've got a couple
so
of
I'm
Liverpool
obviously going to
players,
go
yeah.
with it.
I did.
You look-
No.
I was Ronaldinho.
He's a West Brom.
should
West
be in
Brom
there
fan. That's
somewhere as
that's
well.
irrelevant, mate. That's
Nice.
irrelevant.
Ronaldinho and Kaká.
We'll go for Robson Canoe up front then.
Robson Carney. Yeah, he's getting fucking.
The original
I could
Carney,
beat him
mate.
to be fair. So, yeah. Okay, well, that's the first time we've had that. So we'll compare that to our future guests and we'll see. We'll start a little fantasy league. We should do.
We're just
Yeah.
gonna write them down though, because
Yeah, we will.
We'll listen back. We'll listen back.
That's you're like the first star in the reasonably priced car on top here. There,
Yeah, brackets.
so you got a blank
W.
board
I
to
don't think
play
Rio
with.
Ferdinand got enough credit there. He was class.
Yeah, he was 11 aside next to Vidic.
Yeah, he did
He
a
steps up though, doesn't he? As
Bit-
in,
bit of a
steps
leader.
Forward. I'm quite an attacking team. He went quite
He did.
defensively minded.
But none of his left or right back went with him. There wasn't like Liverpool now. He would get found out now if he had Trent Alexander
pinging. Yeah,
Anyone
different era, mate.
Yeah.
It's a different era, mate.
Exactly.
Completely. Cool. All right, we might as well get into the actual meat of it now.
Yeah, go on.
So we had you on, Gaz, before. So we kind of know bits about your origin story, I guess. So if you haven't listened to that one, you can go back and listen to that one. Chad, we obviously haven't introduced yourself yet. So tell us a little bit, I guess, about how you've got to where you are today. Just give us the kind of abridged version, if you will, and then we're then up to speed
And
with
just
you. And
Talk a bit closer into the mic. If you
All right,
can,
mate.
Sam.
So, former British paratrooper, served in 2 para, SFSG, then got selected for the Royal Army Physical Training Corps. Spent a few years in there, and then subsequently left. Became coaching was my full-time job. Became an author. Paratroopers can write, still can't read, but sell socks. Most random thing ever. So I'm a little bit of an entrepreneur now, and yeah, we're just building a huge culture of success here at Red On, and we're sat in the Red On Performance Centre here, so just growing and growing.
okay, look, that's a mega abridged. You've kind of undersold a little bit of your your background, I guess. So, if you start before the military, if you could sort of go through what drove you into the military in the first place, just quickly, so people are aware. I know we've been through it, but
All right, cool. So, say this many times, it's the same line. I joined the army not for Queen and Country. I joined to put food on the table for my little sister. My mum wasn't well, and my dad fucking sacked it. So, you normally laugh at that one.
Got a sensible hat on today.
So yeah, and that's why I joined. And then someone told me that if you join the parachute regiment, you get an extra £200 a month. So that was my sole reason for joining. Sole reason why I went to depot. Was also the sole reason why I was one of 9 out of 65 to pass, and that's why I'm here today.
So at what point do you cross paths with Gaz?
So we both got selected for PT court. We went on our class 1 course together. So 3 people out of those 9 who passed that just so happen to now all work in Red On together, which is pretty cool.
It's funny that, isn't it?
So PT Corps is kind of like the best of the PTIs in the army, I guess. Is that kind of selected out of the?
Yeah, I'd say so. So it's meant to be, yeah. So it's like so first and foremost, you've got a few rungs in the ladder to go and get there. So from a parachute regiment point of view, it's fucking nails because everyone's fit. So with engineers, you just fucking turn up. I think get what you're given.
Subtle dig there, guys.
So in the reg, every single person's fit, probably above the standard of what a PTI is. So I only got a PTI course in the reg because I never got a report when I was in SFSG for 1 year. Went on my first junior NCO card, passed that, was meant to get promoted, never. I never got promoted because I'd never had a report. So what happened was they basically said, you can have whatever you want. So in the reg block, I took my chance, went PTI course, and that was on the Friday, and I was started on the Sunday.
Perfect, no training.
But you should be at that standard. It's not anything different anyway. So turned up, did that, did well on it. And then that's where the path started then. So all my intentions were still, I wanted to go on UKSF selection. So I wanted to be the best soldier, not the best PTI.
Okay, so you go through the PTI course with still the intention of being a soldier still, not, I guess, coaching or teaching phys isn't still the number one aim. So at what point did it kind of change course then? What point did it switch to, okay, now my focus is coaching and my focus is teaching phys?
I got sent up to be the lead PTI at the infantry training centre for the parachute regiment. So I went back and was a PTI for the paras, and because I got sent there, for the first year I wasn't allowed to go on SF selection. So I said, right, I'm not going to sit still for a year. So all my everyone back at battalion's growing. Still, I want to be the best soldier. I'm not having that. So my job's about PTI. So like, fuck it, I'll get myself on a degree. So I signed up to uni. Didn't tell uni I was in the army. Didn't tell the army I was in uni. Signed up to a full-time degree. Do not recommend that to anyone. It was fucking horrendous. So I had to bin every external influence I had. All I had in my room was a laptop and a series of books and a bed. I would study every single night, and I would implement theory into practice every single day for 2 years. So, but over that first year, I was like, I'm actually pretty good at this shit. So I just ran with it, mate. And then I ended up going on PT course selection. Basically because I signed up for it. I forgot I did it. My mum was really ill at the time, even more so.
No, still not getting anything.
Still nothing. He's still on his good best behaviour.
Throws this in.
I don't know why he finds it funny. It's
under the bus.
So I was off for quite a long period of time. So when my mum went into hospital, I had to go and look after my little sister, and I completely forgot I was on PT course selection. So when I got back in the January, there's like, might you run PT course selection on Sunday? And I was like, fuck. So anyway, I rang a guy I knew who was one of the class 1 instructors, ex-reg bloke, now PT core, and said, what do I need for this shit on Sunday? And I was like, do you know what, I'm going to push it back. I'm not going to do it. I ain't got time. I'm not prepared whatsoever. He was like, mate, you need mufti, which is like a random suit, grey trousers, black, with a para-reg badge. I ain't got that. How am I getting that? There was all sorts of stuff. I thought, I have not got that. So I was like, oh, fuck, I'll push it back. And then the showers went off in Catterick. The hot water went off. And I was like, do you know what, I'm going down south to get in a shower. So I ended up turning up, begged, borrowed, stealed, went to PT course selection, passed it, and that was it. And I thought, do you know what, this is me. So I went on and done it.
So all this is because you wanted a hot shower, basically.
Yeah.
Fucking.
He still stinks.
True northerner. I like that. Yeah. So I guess after a certain point, then you kind of cross paths with guys. How long were you kind of working together, and what was the kind of dynamic between the two of you when you were in?
Day one. I always go back to day one.
Spin it.
Guys got an attitude, mate.
Day one. Because obviously, when you join, when you pass your selection PT core, then you all turn up and it's like random cap badges. So there was like a couple of engineers, Isaac who works here, myself.
Different selection process as well. So
yeah,
I could have done a selection in January. He could have done one in April or whenever we started. I don't know when we started.
Yeah, because you did yours before us.
Yeah.
There was like RMPs, there's all sorts. We're all in like one room.
Yep.
And he's the only para-reg bloke there, mate. And he sat there.
Sticks out.
Attitude on him. Absolute attitude on him. We're all just sat there, just round this table, and he's just staring at people. I always say it, day one. I was like, he's a weapon. He's all right. So that was the first day.
I was just signing up the competition.
It's a 9-month competition. It's not a 9-month competition, I was going to say. It is a 9-month competition. It's a 9-month course to get in.
I ruled Gary out within 20 seconds of seeing it.
You're like, he's not lasting 5 minutes.
God, no.
There's tie everywhere, suit jacket.
That was just that first day. We were all just sat in the mess, weren't we, on these big like Chesterfield sofas.
Guys just sat there
just
a bag of shit,
staring at everyone, mate.
Yeah, so I think we do need to cover kind of like the inter-competition that kind of PTs do have with each other, because you've spoken about this off air before, that kind of, I know you're obviously there for the benefit of teaching the blokes, but it almost turns into who can basically out-fizz each other.
It's not even that, mate. It's who can out-schneck each other on that course.
On that course it is, yeah. So I think one of the reasons why we've been so successful is, well, from my point of view, is I realised very early that in the PT world, in the PTI world, in the military, you get to certain positions. I can get to PT core for being fit, realistically. I got there because I was fit. It's got no correlation to how I can possibly coach or make someone else fitter. There's zero correlation. So I realised very, very early that if I'm going to be the best in this domain, my theoretical side, my ability to coach and communicate, is going to have to take precedence here. It's not so much with athletes don't care about what you can do. They care about what you know and what you can do for them subconsciously. Most people look on social media now and they take on a coach or a PT based on their ability. It's the wrong way to look at stuff. I realized very early that it's not about me anymore. I've proved that in the things that I've done. I now need to showcase how good I am as a coach. Take all the stuff I've learned from uni, take all the stuff I've done, my experience at Power Edge Depot, PT Core, and turn that into something actionable for someone else. It's not about me anymore. Fast forward now, business is in a really good place. I'm now going back into that. Said to Gaz a few months ago, I was like, I'm ready to go back and be an athlete again now. I want to go back in that competition mindset and get businesses is happening now. They've got people in places to make things work. I now have the time to go and, showcase what I can do again, go and compete again, get that feeling back.
I think it's exactly that, isn't it? It's an allocation of energy and time. So like, you can only have 100%, you can only give 100% to one thing, can't you? So if you're giving all of that to your athletic endeavours, then your coaching is going to take a hit, or your business is going to take a hit, whatever. So now that you've got people in certain positions, you can kind of delegate a little bit more and then maybe have more time to focus on that sort of side of life.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where I directed. My physical prowess was directed. Once I got into PT Core, and I was actually allowed to play football because I wasn't in the reg, because we was away too much. Or I went and played army football. I was like, that's decent enough for me. I'll train for that. That was my training then, was to be 90 minutes fit at that level, which is a decent level. So that's where my fizz went. It wasn't so much anymore kept myself 2 mile to mile fit. And Gary's the same for what he wanted to go and do.
You did used to join a few sessions of mine though.
Yeah, join in and just see what that was all about.
See what you can do.
This is when I was like, I say a peak of my triathlon career. I was almost like coming back off because I was still peak. Like,
the excuses are coming in now. Here we go. Caveat it.
He could only do a 15-minute 5K at that point. He was just coming off,
Because Chad's one of them blokes who he just, from what I knew, just didn't train, but could do everything.
Secret athlete.
You are, yeah.
He could just do everything.
Yeah.
It was so annoying. Like, who can overhead squat this? And he'd be like, yeah, I can do that. And I'd take him out on a run. So I was like, I'm off for a run today. And he's like, yeah, Sam, I'm coming in. And it was. I'll never forget.
Can we caveat what these type of runs were? Do you want me to explain? I'll explain.
That was the 16.
Give some detail. Give some detail.
He would go, Mike, you're coming out for a run the first thing in the morning. Yeah, sounds. Let's go. Steady away. Chill, let's just go and have a chat, go out for an hour, maybe get a coffee and come back and we'll start work. No dramas. Mate, this guy's doing like sub 6 minute miles, mate. I'm now in fucking zone 25. He's asking me, he's firing questions over to me, mate. I've been up all night studying. I'm still in uni at this point. So I'm in my final year of uni on this class 1 course as well, where we've got to do other diplomas and degrees and shit like that. So I'm still at uni, where I'm just like, I'm in absolute rag at this point. I haven't slept, and he's just like, yo, so how's your day going? I'm just thinking, I'm fucking dying here, Gary. I'm absolutely dying, mate. We used to go down the river, didn't we? And I'd just be like, up and down. Shit, and then you're going to tell them about the 16.
The 16 400s was the one that I always remember.
16 400s?
So I did 16 400s. It was
sounds rats.
And I think I was trying to hold like 103 to 105 for the 400s.
What?
16 times. But then I would obviously rest 56, 57 seconds, but it got to a point where he was just coming through.
I was rolling through.
Just keep
I was
turning
like,
into
I'm going, and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to crack on, mate.
He's just
I'll
doing
catch you up in a sec.
So I just did 16,400s, just no rest.
What was the best thing that
doing
ever came out of that
32
session,
minutes
though?
of easy running?
What do you remember? What the best thing was to come out of that session?
No.
Do you not? I'll remember that as well. I took a selfie of me and him on the track, and some girl had wrote on my Instagram saying, "Is that Ronaldo?"
Yeah, he's just doing.
Just thrashing Ronaldo around the track, mate. Yeah.
400s in Aldershot with fucking Cristiano. Don't worry about it.
So that's your recreational phys, basically, isn't it? You're doing that on top of your actual day job.
Yeah, we had to run everywhere.
So we'd have to go in. We'd have to go in then and do what we had.
So
to do
like, so for the uninitiated, what does that look like? Like, what is the actual workload of like an army PTI, basically?
Oh, so we're still in training here. So we're still.
Oh,
okay,
okay, right, okay,
Where
yeah.
we first met. We're still on the class 1 course now, so we're just getting like test after test. Like you'd come in and go, right, I want 3,000 words on sliding filament theory, and you'd have to go back, study it, get it back, and hand it back in, and then I want you to deliver it. Tell me everything you now know from the biomechanical analysis on the back squat. Great, now teach it. So that's the type of shit we did on our class 1 course.
And are you delivering this to each other as peers?
Yeah, pretty much.
Basically.
Yeah. Also, other courses in the
flag
PTI
comps
course.
where it's like, right, Mike, you're now going to run a flag comp. You're going to run a swimming gala for a couple hundred people, and then you'd have to go and do it, and it'd have to be bells and whistles. There'd have to be like invitations go out, emails, and everyone's in a suit and lanes and judges. You'd then be right now you're on a boxing judge and timekeeping course. Right now you're on a fucking canoe level 2 instructor course.
Right,
it was crazy.
It's just a baptism of fire, basically.
Bearing in mind, I'm still trying to like pass my final year in uni, man. And I'm like, everyone's like, just push it back. I'm like, there's no way I'm pushing this back.
Not doing another year of this shit.
Did like 15 weeks in North Wales for like adventure training, and on different courses you get people that like love adventure training, so they love rock climbing, they love fucking kayaking and canoeing and stuff. Our course was not like that, was it? No. So we had like the instructors up there, and I remember one day when that Dave or whatever had said, "Come off." I'm not sure if you're allowed to name drop anyway, but he said, he's like, there's a massive lake in called Climperdan. I'll never forget that either. 10k round, wasn't it? Yeah. And he wanted to take us like whitewater rafting and stuff like that. He was like, right, we're gonna get some white water today. We're gonna do this, do that. And I'd read up on like the actual protocol for the course, and I was like, Dave, mate, didn't say anything about us going on white water. And he's like, what? You just want to go on Climperdan, just go around like steady? I was like, yeah, sound. And he's expecting everyone to go, nah, let's get on the white water. We want to like push ourselves. And every single person was like, nah, absolutely, mate. Just fucking do this.
Mate, I'll go straight on record now. I'll go straight on record. ATIs are weirdos, mate. I'll go straight on it. I did get top ATI.
He got top ATI.
Clip that. Top ATI.
Yeah, but you've got to be fully in, regardless. 100%. And we're like breaking ice on these canoes and that. It was dog shit.
That sounds.
Do you know what I mean? We're getting in it. It's like, and then everyone's getting dead excited.
Yeah, it's always pushed as like a little fun thing, innit?
Mate,
it can turn horrendous.
Let's just sign it off. We did.
Yeah.
Let's just say we did.
We all went canoeing.
Mate, do you want to rock climbing one? So we did rock climbing. It was me.
How many sports are going on here?
Every
we came up, mate. I qualified in absolutely everything.
Don't remember any of it, but
everything. I ain't got a clue.
So he signed me off on that rock climbing course under the premise that I would never take anyone rock climbing again. So mate, I'm scared of heights anyway. But he took us on the indoor one. Remember, we had to climb up this like slope. It wasn't even a rock, like a rock face. Mine was. I went on the kids one, and I went to the top, and then he was like, right, come down. And I was like, I'm not coming down until you tell me that you'll sign me off. He's like, no, I can't do that. Because he was one of the civil instructors.
Holding him to ransom.
I went, mate, I'm not coming down until you tell me you're going to sign me off. Because you'd get kicked off the course if you didn't pass it as well. And I wasn't going to lead a leader climb up this rock face. I was like, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. Is that all right if you, come down and we can talk about it? I was like, not coming down until you tell me that I'm going to get signed off on this course. Because, I promise you, I will never take someone rock climbing. Just sign me off as a rock climbing instructor. And we did. Yeah. But the week leading up to this, me, Chad, and Irish lad called George were on a rock face, and our instructor was ill that week. So they sent in like some random civilian.
It's like
officer.
school.
Only a few years ago. So what? We're all 30 plus men, just fucking about. And
I wasn't.
I was. And this random civvy instructor came along. Right, you're with us. Just random bloke picked out the area. Go, me, Chad, and George go up this hill. Civvy instructor didn't realise that the Irish lad the night before had told us that he could eat 10 jars of cockles. So I'd gone out that night and bought 10 jars of cockles. So I said to George, mate, here's your lunch, 10 jars of cockles. He was like, mate, I'll do them all day, don't worry about it.
Mate, we're tabbing up to this feature, by the way, and all you can hear is this fucking glass,
Clinking.
like, clinking going on in his day sack.
Pure battle rattle.
So we did
Raw
like,
battle
yeah,
rattle.
well, we did like a little bit of a climb in the morning. And then the guy was like, right, let's stop for lunch. So all ropes are like round here. In fact, it was very similar setup to this, wasn't it? Very similar. The ropes are in the middle.
Not going to reenact it, by the way.
So George pulls out this
sit through
bag of 10 jars of cockles, mate. You know the jars that I'm
Yeah.
on about? And when I say he ate 10 jars of cockles, I don't mean he picked out the cockles, mate. He drank the vinegar and ate the cockles. So he was going like this, pouring him like that, and then drinking all the last ones, mate. And he got to 7 jars of cockles. So he was 7 jars in, and then he went like, all he did, he just threw up, mate. But it was blood, cockles and vinegar just coming out all over these ropes that we were supposed to climb with. This guy, mate, civilian guy,
Was he
didn't
still
have a
there?
clue.
Is he watching this?
Mate, he looked like he
Yeah,
had battle shock, mate.
Yeah, he had to walk away at one point. We got three jars in, mate. He had to walk away. I wanted to walk away. It was
I can still smell.
disgusting.
I can still smell what came out of George's mouth now, but I've never cried so much in my life, mate. I couldn't like hold myself together, and I just had to walk off the mountain. I said, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't control what's going on here. So this civvy guy just turned up to the PT core course where we're all professional people who are going to be leading strength conditioning, leading ERIs and all that kind of stuff. And one of our mates has just put 7 jars of cockles. He didn't get the 10 down, but he got 7 in down there because we had a bit of a food challenge thing going on, didn't we?
What about your shit sandwich detail, mate? I mean, that sounds basically... It's not the same
Mate,
guy,
I think I'd sooner rather eat a shit sandwich than 10 jars.
I don't know
of
if you
cockles.
ever smell blood and cockles come out from the same place, mate. But it's not great.
Funnily enough, I
It's
haven't,
not
mate.
great. But the best part about it is the night before we had to do a presentation on like some sort of famous mountaineer.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Oh,
So
my
me and
God.
Gaz got picked together to
Keep
go and
going.
do it randomly. Wrong duo.
Wrong duo
Wrong
to do
duo
that.
to put together. But anyway, we built a presentation, and it had nothing to do with what we was meant to do it. So what we did is
Conrad
like,
Anker.
Conrad Anker. So we
Never
basically
forget
did the full presentation on everything but Conrad Anker. So we was going like Conrad Anker climbed a tabletop mountain, and there was a picture of a mountain, and we just had on it like, please note this is not tabletop mountain. And then it'd be like Conrad Anker also did some. Oh, Conrad Anker, we're just making stuff up.
I was like, Conrad Anker went to Philadelphia University, and then I had the syllabus from Philadelphia University. Like on a Wednesday,
on a
they
Wednesday.
teach this, and this.
Yeah, so then we'd go off on a complete angle and talk about the Philadelphia syllabus, but in the background it'd be like Chicago State Uni. Please note this is not Philadelphia. It had nothing to do with Conrad Anker. And we're now pissing ourselves, and there was like repercussions going to happen. George was going to get kicked off the course. We was in trouble for fucking not helping the situation whatsoever. And then we sat there and it dawned on us, like, the moment we get back, we got delivered this presentation. And I was like, shit.
So all the bigwigs had walked in, hadn't they?
Yeah.
All the bigwigs walked in and went, you lot better not fuck this up,
Yeah, you've
because
got-
he's like, I'm one bad move away from fucking getting rid of all of you.
Yeah, so we're now thinking, fuck. So we went in and made absolutely... We just made it up, didn't
Well,
we?
do you know what? That was a sinking feeling when the boss walked in and went, you better not fuck this up, or you're all going home, and went, you get up and fucking present. And point at me, and I was just like,
First picture
Oh, no.
of someone who's not Conrad Anker saying, this is about Conrad Anker, points note, this is not Conrad Anker. So everyone's just going, what the fuck are we at? But anyway, mate, we absolutely bluffed it. And then we at the end, everyone else got fucking belt fed, and it was like, McNamara and Chadwick, fucking really good effort today.
You do anything with enough conviction, mate.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
do it with confidence, make you sound.
Sell it.
that was
Sweet.
it was a wild course, that just AT, and because no one wanted to be there, we're just fucking about like. I just like remember sat in the block one day and someone was like, "Can you eat 80 nuggets?" So our mate Bats, I was like, "Can you eat 80 nuggets?" He's like, "Yeah, of course I can." So drove him to Mackey's, and we were like making up like stipulations of like, you can't have a drink, it's not allowed, mate. Legal guidelines.
sauce.
You're not. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
drink the sauce, but you can't.
You drink the sauce.
Well, you could drink the sauce if you want because it's wet.
Oh,
You would
okay.
probably do that. And he got to 76 nuggets, mate, and there was 4 left, and I was like, mate, you are 4 nuggets away from history here. Like, you can do this. And he was like putting them in his mouth and like pulling them out. He's like, mate, I can't swallow it. I physically can't get these down. Like, that was literally what we did as blokes getting paid like 35 grand a year on these courses that probably cost thousands and thousands of pounds. It was fucking carnage.
Just putting each other through fucking stinking food challenges.
Yeah, it literally was, mate.
That's class.
It's like as if you didn't have enough on your plate already. There's a great irony to that, actually, because obviously you're being trained to kind of teach lads to be as kind of like perform as optimally as possible, recover, get it all squared away, and you're doing everything within your power
To stop it.
to stop that effectively.
An AT.
AT, yeah, it was horrible adventure training. Like, mate, if you don't know, like Wales in November.
It sounds more like mountain training to me. I don't know if did you do mountain training?
Yeah,
in
so
Paris?
you had to do mountain leader training to get into so even before you start, you've got to get qualified to get in.
Yeah.
So we went and did that before we met each other. So we didn't do that on course. You've already done it.
Well, you say that. I know a man who didn't,
Yeah.
who works here.
Yeah.
He.
Are we going to name drop him?
No, of course not. What name dropping? Like, essentially, there's 4 of us that work here.
No.
So do the math.
Do the maths on that. There's 4 of us that work here. One of the people that worked here, you have to come back with all the quals. So you have to send in like your K2F, so your kayaking foundation, your mountain leader, and whatever. Didn't do the courses before. However, was very good on Photoshop and had done his name on it. And this is the level of what's going on in the army. Like, they just accepted it and were like, yeah, sound, don't worry about it. Logged it onto his JPA and he was on course, wasn't he?
The fucking front on that's quality.
Class, though, that.
Yeah,
That's
that's good going. That's some confidence. That.
Hired off the back of that anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
That was his interview. Yeah. So this is all. That's all on the course, isn't it? And then when you finish the course, which is 9 months.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah. So you finish that. Do you go to the same place then, or do you go separate ways, or?
Me and you got fucked over, didn't we?
Yeah, I got fucked over. So at the you've heard about my mum. At this point now, she's fully dying, like almost gone. So.
Oh, he got him eventually.
So
I think.
bad. I don't know.
That's
I don't
bad,
even know why.
You
He
sack
does
him.
it all the time. He drops it in.
I don't
and
know
like,
why you laugh. It's the
pause.
Third time's the charm.
It's like Bobby Lee when he goes, I got mercilessly beaten up by a guy with Down syndrome, and then just sits there and then everyone's just laughing.
It's not.
And he's like, can you stop laughing? I got like
Yeah,
abused every single day for something. It's the same as what he does to me, so I'm not going to take any pity on that.
Yeah. So at the time we was meant to get posted somewhere, and we then got told our Chadwick McNamara come up to HQ, need to have a word with you. Just marched us in, was like, right, one of you are going to deep cut.
Yeah.
And what's that?
Like
Oh,
the
deep cut's
fucking
horrendous,
arse end
mate.
of the world, mate. It's
It's where
like,
all the soldiers used to kill themselves, isn't it?
yeah. You'll probably
You must
find
know.
it as well.
You must
Exactly
you must
where-
know, like,
exactly
deep
where you
cuts all
wanna
over the
go.
News of like
Yeah, so
trainees
it's like
killing
you don't
themselves.
want to go there. It's like it's just miserable.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, but it's that everyone just stay away from deep cut.
Whereabouts is? I've never heard of this
I think
place.
it's like
ever.
older shop, isn't it? Yeah, I think so.
Sounds about right.
It is. It's right next to Purbright. So we was just like, just looked at me and I was like, I've been told I'm going up north because when my mum goes, I've got my sister. Like, I've got to look after my little sister. Like, that was the deal of me doing this. This is why I'm not like basically going anywhere else. And he was just like, have you got any proof of that? And I was like, yeah, it's already everything's all sorted. He was like, I'm just going to be honest with you, I'm going to need a letter. And I was like, of what? And he was like, just that your mum's dying. I was like,
The military sometimes.
I'll
is
see what I
fucking
Do them,
insane.
I don't know if they do them letters.
Yeah.
But anyway, I walked in with
Not common.
so day later I walked in. I basically got the at the time was it at that time? At the time she had like full-time occupational health, and so I just got their documents and went and gave it on the desk, and I was just basically like, fucking send me wherever you want. But there you go. There's the evidence that my mum's dying.
It's not the sort of thing to challenge that, is it? Who's gonna fucking make that up?
People do, but yeah.
But anyway, lo and behold, so I ended up getting because I got top student, I then got sent to the engineers, so I got my own unit in the centre of the country. Gaz then had to go on the ERI course, or he was going to deep cut. So he was like, "Oh fuck."
Well, they said there's Chilwell or deep cut.
Yeah.
One of you choose. One of them's up north and one of them's down south. And I was like,
By north.
I said north, like Midlands. I was like, like can't really like Chad's mum's dying. I can't really just be like.
And I looked over to him, he was going,
I was like, that is lying.
Hang on a minute.
ask him to prove it. Yeah.
I was like,
It was all him. It was all him. Figure it out now.
So yeah, I was like, right, fine. I've got to, well, I was like, if I'm off deep cut, I'm going to go on my ERI course, and that's when I went did the ERI course.
Hustled them, didn't we?
Hustled, mate. That was where my triathlon career finished, though, because he was in charge of the PT Core triathlon
you said
team.
I'll never.
And he was like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to getting you as part of the triathlon team and all this." And I was like, "Nah, I've retired now." Like literally,
as of 5 minutes ago,
I
I
like
retired.
that. Hung up your athletic ambitions out of spite.
Yeah, I met the same guy later, and he was asking me it was something along that I can't remember what it was, and I basically just dropped him. Oh, my mum's died, by the way, and just dropped it straight in on him as if like, you fucking didn't believe me back then. Yeah, she's gone now, and then just left it. And then Gaz was like, "I will never run that for you."
Yeah,
he just lost the crowd, didn't he? Instantly. Yeah. I walked out of there and thought, you absolute shopper.
Yeah, it's not the way to manage people, really, is it? If you
Mate,
learn
they're
anything,
not good managers.
Yeah, well, they're not in the army generally, are they? So,
going down a rabbit hole there with that. I mean,
No, go on.
Get called
There's another intrusive thought there. You can air it if you want.
You can air intrusive thoughts on this podcast. That's what we like to do.
It's good. It just cracks me up because you don't normally go down them little rabbit holes, and I like it. I like calling people out on that.
That's what we're all about. There's a platform for that on this podcast, 100%. So go for it.
100%, it was good. But yeah, I couldn't take a dying son's. You're not a dying son.
He wasn't dying.
I don't know what you call that.
An orphan.
Bereaved.
Well, technically, you're
bereaved,
orphaned. Were you?
Yeah.
Are you orphaned?
Pretty much now.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers for emphasising that. That was good.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. Actually, to emphasise that.
Socks the other day.
So this fucking hell. My dad left us when we was younger.
Yeah.
And I had this order come through, and Lucy deals with all the orders that come through, unless she takes fucking 30 holidays a year, then we deal with it
on Black Friday.
Yeah. Ideal.
Touched a nerve there.
And then she comes through and was like, "Is your dad like Southport or something?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you reckon this is his address?" And I looked and I was like, sent it to my sister and was like, "Where does Dad live?" And she was like, "I don't know." And she looked and she was like, "I'm sure that's Nan's address." And I was like, "That's the most maddest random thing that my dad just ordered a pair of socks from Red On."
Did you ever confirm that? Or was it just speculation? Yeah, yes, I guess.
And you had no contact with him yourself?
It was just like mad. It was like crazy. It was like, yeah, so.
That's when you know socks are good, though.
So it turns out I'm not an orphan.
There you go.
And my dad's got no blisters. That's one thing I can confirm.
Your dad's got a nice pair of socks.
His dad has got no blisters.
No blisters.
Lovely
That's
feet.
the one thing we can confirm. Yeah.
Dad's got
fantastic feet.
Heart made of ice, but lovely feet.
Yeah. Squared him away. It's ironic that because most kids buy their dad socks for Christmas, so it's basically the same.
He's
thing.
gone out of his way to get some Red On ones.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
He still knows to score, doesn't he?
Fair play. Oh, he knows what he's doing.
He still knows what he's doing.
Get the socks, get the best socks in the biz, mate.
We're gonna do it.
Well, before we go on to the infamous sock business, let's just talk a bit more about being PTIs, because I do want to know about your workload, because from what you've let on, it is mental.
No, PT core is definitely not mental, but when you're a PTI at a unit,
that's what we're
just
because you just like doing.
You just end up going on you'll come in at 7 a.m, you're going an 8-mile run. You'll come back in at 8:30. Someone will go, "Oh, I need someone else on this tab." So you're going an 8-mile tab. You come back in. It's one of the only places in the world, I reckon. I mean, I never used to wear a Garmin at the time, but I reckon if you strapped it on,
I'd love to see some data.
I was going to say it must be. It's not far off 50,000 steps every single day, just because you're just constantly.
This is what I mean. So being under rested is so normalised in that kind of little environment because you're all egging each other on. Basically, I don't think people not in that circle can really relate to it.
Yeah, in Parage Depot, there's 6 of us, and it's like proper frowned upon to not take your load, to not do your volume. So basically at the start of the week you go through prayers and you'll get the week outlined for you, and it basically say, Monday morning at 4 sessions, you're on 8 mile at 8:30, you're then on a 10 mile at 10:30, go for your lunch, come back, you've got a circuit and you're on a 6 mile run. Something along those lines every day. And then what would happen, you'd come back in and someone would go, "I've got a dental." And I'd be like, "That's Sam, you make your miles up. That ain't my problem, mate." And then you finish your 4 as well, and then someone will go, "You're not training today."
Doing your
that
own
was the worst. That was
training.
Doing legs after
Weird.
50 miles of
load
carrying.
The immortal lines, you're not doing your training today.
So you've already completely overtraining, and now you've got to go, and you have to carry the kit as well. I know other units don't. Parage was like, you get weighed in with the boys.
Oh, so you do carry everything the same thing?
I know you boys fucking
no,
Bobby
PTIs don't.
Yeah, so weird one.
Weren't mentioning
so we would do that, but at Chatham we had a thing of after everyone. So our sessions would be 6 till 7, 7 till 9:30, and then we'd be off till the afternoon lot came in, which was normally 2. But between that time, we would play heads and volleys for the whole time. So we'd play heads and volleys inside the gym. We'd set it up, mate. It was a proper legit kind of thing of like red arse and stuff. Like we'd all be in there. It'd get to the point where people would go, by the way, did you do that job? And our boss would be going, of course he didn't do his fucking job. We're playing heads and volleys. You're fucking mad. And so we'd just sit down there all day. It was like 7 of us just playing heads and volleys all day, every day. So it'd be like heads and volleys is tiring, mate, when you're putting everything into it. Yeah. Like it's knackering because
when your boss is watching you.
It got to the point where it wouldn't even be red arse anymore. So we had different ones. So if you got like red arse twice, you would then get what we call a Jesus Christ. So you go on all fours and you just stand there. Like, they would nail the shots at you. So it was that. And then if you dipped your hands, you'd be like, right, we have to tie your hands behind your back so you get nailed with it. So the typical PTI thing of like, I don't really want a red arse, just crucify me. You got that. But that was us, like, so we were getting 20,000 steps just playing heads and volleys as well.
There's a recurring theme here. There's a kind of disregard for the actual day job, but then there's like so much time and energy, like really stringent rules and regulations, like heads and volleys. It's like the be all and end all.
That is the case.
Thing though, isn't it?
Like the nugget challenge as well. Like,
yeah. You're not allowed drinks.
Rules,
drink the sauces.
Codified the nugget challenge.
Yeah. So in ours though, it was ruthless, more along the lines of like your job had to be fucking perfect. So those sessions, you'd go out, you'd get your kit weighed in with the boys, you'd do exactly the same stuff. You'd come back in, you would literally you'd turn around. I was so skinny, it was unbelievable. I've never put the weight back on, to be fair, and it was like you could not physically get those calories in. Like, so I would come back in, and there could be a morning where it'd be like, right, before work, because it's so hot, we're going to bring that 10 miler forward, and you'd do it at 5:30 in the morning. Then you'd go and start your day. Then you'd have to train after. So you would have no time to scoff ever. But accommodation principle, mate, you just get used to it. You just literally, I don't know how, you just over the 2 years, that's your normal.
You do adapt to anything, don't you?
Yeah.
That is,
so that's
you
what
can kind of adapt to
adaptation
anything.
syndrome suggests that, but it also suggests that if you allow adequate recovery, where that recovery takes place, I do not know. So
during the 80 nuggets, probably.
I reckon, but after the 2 years though, fuck made you feel that. So the moment your body starts cooling down, so that's when I then went to PT core, where you'd think, now we're going to up the phys, but you obviously don't, because that level that we held for 2 years is outrageous. It's like unheard of. And then you start, like, you become a sergeant. I got promoted to sergeant. Like, it's almost desk bound. So you go from so much, 50,000 steps per day, every day, and then I'm up all night studying as well. So there's no rest, there's no adaptation taking place there because I'm still in uni. You get there to PT core and it's just like, and then everyone, like, oh,
everything's
and then it catches up with you.
Yeah, that's it.
We had
do you feel it now?
Ours wasn't I don't think as bad as that for ours, because we'd do whatever we want because we were just running the gym, which was amazing. So we were at the engineer one, but our gym was completely off camp as well, so it was nice. But there was RCO was trying to win like the Army Sports Cup, so the best regiment in the whole Army for sports and everything. So he'd come in and that was his like thing to do. So what he did was gave, every time you won a sporting event at Army level, you would get 5 days off, extra leave. And this is at my peak of running, triathlon, everything. So I had an extra 45 days leave that year.
I should say, were you his golden goose?
Yeah. Mate, so
I never in work.
Mate, I'm not joking. We used to do like presentations on the parade square, and it'd be like Gary McNamara for get a CO's coin and stuff from. It was like stuff for regimental running and stuff, and I was like, you know what's going on? Like, I used to literally go around to all the like recruits and be like, who's the fastest in this block? I'd be like, him. Like, Wednesday afternoon, you're coming with me. Who's the fastest in this block? Wednesday afternoon, you come with me. I just take like these hybrid like soldiers that were just like 17-year-old
phenoms.
Machines. Yeah, and I'd just go down to every single event, and I'd be like, lads, you're gonna get an extra 5 days off. And even in recruit training, they'll get 5 days off.
That's unreal.
That was
some
a CO
carrot.
just
That
wanted,
to be fair,
he wanted that so much, and he was like big in on his sport. So all we did was sport, 5 days off constantly. I just remember constantly being like, I'm already getting like 40 days off. I don't know where to take this, and he's like, just go off for the next week. And I was like, but I'd rather play heads and volleys. Like, I can't leave, otherwise I'll come to the bottom of I'll be at the bottom of that thing. And I'll be
on the bottom of the leaderboard.
But yeah, it was that was ours at Chatham. It was decent.
Hearing all this now makes a lot of sense, from what I've been exposed to, having met you now, like quite a bit. All this background context that you're giving me now, I'm like, right, that makes sense. Yeah, but if we try and bring it all together a bit now, when do you kind of like rekindle? Like, when do you cross paths again?
So we got selected at separate times, still didn't know each other, went on class 1 course, met each other there, became mates on there, spent 9 months, then went our separate ways. Guys went on the ERI course. I then went over to the engineers. We stayed very close there because I basically tried to do the ERI course whilst not on the ERI course. So I'd get Gaz to tell me what he was doing, and I would try and study and do all that type of stuff.
Becoming an ERI by osmosis.
I just thought, I want to know what they know. So that was my theory behind it. So I'd just carry on studying. I passed uni at this point. So now I've got a degree in coaching. And I was like, yeah. And then that's where I did a good job at Chilwell. Won some awards there, and then got sent up to Harrogate to basically do what I've just done, but for the other population. Can I rewrite the program there? And then that's where the big stuff started coming. That's where I then got selected to go and do the stuff for the army. So I became like an army asset and became part of a team known as the Brains. And at the same time, me and Gaz were still very close mates, and then done our time and then left, and then started build a business together.
We used to drive in. I used to drive down to Loughborough when it was at Stamford Hall, and you driving to Harrogate. It was the same time, so I'd ring him at like 10 to 6 in the morning and be driving in. I was getting caught Marshall at that time, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just gloss over that.
That was why I got out of the army.
PC,
we finished PT court. Gaz went like that. Fucking absolutely. I'm on the Queen's birthdays honors list. I'm getting like.
That's why he stayed in with your mate
and stuff. And Gaz is just fucking snowballing, mate, straight down like that.
Yeah, mate. I say a shocker.
Chad was about to disown you, mate, at this point.
I just
kept me grounded.
I'm not one for just going like if someone goes, "You're doing this," I'm like, "Oh yeah, sound. I'll just do that." So we were out on the piss one night, and I didn't get.
Running theme.
Let's roll it back. I went into Headley Court, which was like very much RAF run. The RAF is completely different to the army. So in the army, you finish work at 12 o'clock on a Friday. That is just fact, innit? Like if you've got blokes working at 1 o'clock on a Friday, there's someone fighting. You're fighting someone there. So the first day I got there, I'd booked a train for 11:45 on a Friday, and I was walking out my bag, and my boss at the time, Harry, I will name him, was like, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm off home." And he was stood in the middle of the stairs. I had my bag on. What you do? We don't finish work till 5. Like, you work till 5 on a Friday? And I was like, "Yeah, good one, mate." And I like squeezed past him like this, mate.
Squeeze
Rich Body was coming in behind me as well, and I like squeezed past him, went, "See you later on," like tapped him on the back. We never got on after that.
I bet he loved that passive aggressive tap as you leave.
But there's a massive window that overlooks where you're going down, and as me and Rich walked out, I looked back, and he was just stood there like this, thinking I was not being serious, and I was just going to turn around. I just waved at him and walked out. That's fantastic. Anyway, we never saw eye to eye after that, really. So I would get picked up on absolutely everything. So it'd be like, "Why are you wearing a jumper?" Or it'd be going, we're sat in a again, everyone's in like white shorts, white vests, and I'd be sat there, white shorts and a grey jumper, because it was a bit cold. And he'd come in, and it'd be like 10 of us, and he'd be like, "So someone's been picked up wearing a grey jumper. We just need to make sure that everyone's wearing the same uniform." And I'd just go...
Staring at you.
Me? And he go, "Oh yeah, no, it might be you actually. Yeah, that could be you." So everything just get nitpicked constantly. And then we went out on a Christmas do on the piss. I hadn't seen him, but what I had been doing was I'm not daft. So I'd been logging absolutely everything he'd been saying to me for about 3 years, mate. So I was just like, I said that like passive aggressive. I put that down there. And I had a log, mate, like an adventure training log of like every time he'd spoke to me and stuff. He'd been there for 10 years, and no one had ever like put a complaint in about him and all this kind of stuff. And everyone just like, "Oh yeah, it's just him. He's just like that." I was like, yeah. I'm not going to kind of settle for that, but that's fine. So I'd logged everything. I just thought I'm going to need it at some point. I can feel this coming. So we went out on the piss. We went to Nottingham Christmas markets, and I'd had maybe 5 beers, and I've been on the piss for you actually. I'm a fucking nightmare on the piss anyway. Not fighting or anything like that. I'm just a fucking idiot.
Mischievous is how I describe it.
I'd say mischievous is probably more.
A mischievous
I'd
drunk.
say idiot was probably
diplomatic there.
Someone came up to me and said, "Oh, by the way, you're on duty driver tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. You need to take the CO to the airport." And I went, "Oh, just so you're aware, I'm not going to be there." And he went,
I love how calm that is. Just so you're aware.
My OC went, "Take this as an order, you will be there." And I was like, "Just so everyone," and there was about 20 people there, just so everyone in the room is aware, I will not be a duty driver in the morning. Are you happy with that? To the officer, fucking hell, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh, just leave it at that. So I went on a mission to make sure I was the most pissed person in Nottingham that night. So I was like, right, 40 Jaeger bombs, 40 tequilas, as I normally do anyway. Nailing through them. Anyway, I went to bed at night, woke up in the morning. I had about 25 missed calls. RSM, CO, my OC, Harry, everyone like that. Fucking so many saying, get in my office when you wake up, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, right, sound, I see where this is going. So I went into the office, basically, we'll sort this after Christmas leave. So I went home, and I was like, sound, right, I'm in on this, don't worry about it. So I spoke to a lawyer, spoke to the guy who got Marine A out of jail, Lewis Cherry. So I spoke to him, I was like, mate, what can I do about this? I documented everything. Went in the next day, and they went, you're getting a guide and charge 10 days. This is it, just sign it. And I said, I'm not comfortable signing it. He said, well, we'll go up to the RSM's office and he'll make you sign it and whatnot. I said, yeah, let's do that then. Because I already knew in my head, so I spoke to Lewis Cherry and he said, if they say to you, sign this, you're going to get charged 10 days pay, that's like almost, that's a max punishment you can get. However, if you say, I want to take you to court martial, they can never give you any more than that, and they don't know what they're doing, and we'll break it down like that, because the army's terrible with like understanding what to do.
It's a win-win.
So RSM came up to me and spoke to me, Gaz, you just remember, go in there, be nice to the CO, just accept your 10 days charge and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, sound, don't worry about that, be fine. PT Corps, Sergeant Majors behind me and all sorts, marched me in, went, do you accept 10 days pay? Normally it goes, yes sir, thank you very much, walk out. And I went, no thank you, I'd like to take it to court martial. And they all went, what do we do now, RSM? And I went, oh, so you're not allowed to speak to me now for 14 days. It goes to court martial within the next 15 days. I'll need you to come and address for me, and you will come and address for them. And they went, all right. And I went, oh yeah. And if this is my lawyer's number, and walked out. And I had like 35-page document. I've still got it at home. I did it like 3 times.
Launched a dossier on the desk like that.
I'd like to also file a complaint for bullying against my boss at the time. Bam. And I'd like to launch a complaint for bullying against my OC. Bam. And mate, it went so big. There was a point in my life, and I thought, there's no coming back from this. So you're either like good to go out of the army or you're not. And I was like, fuck it, I'm getting out anyway. Let's just do it. So I just set the whole of like Headley Court on fire just by doing this. And yeah, we used to chat about that in the morning. I said, long story around, but I got like cleared of everything in court martial. It's funny because I was just sat. I've never been to court martial, so it was a nice thing to tick off my bucket list before leaving.
Before you leave, get it done.
I got nothing against me. The CO got removed. The 2 IC got removed. The chief medical officer got removed. My boss got removed, and my OC got removed from post. So he was like, "You've just ruined my life." Blah blah blah. Like I was like, oh, "Never mind, mate. You know, should have had this done years ago." So you're just lucky it was me. Never mind. See you in a bit. I'm out. And that's where we like re-linked up.
And in context though, you didn't just go and remove people from posts.
No, I did.
So when you turned up, there was so much gripes about these people.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly. But everyone would just
let it happen. Everyone was getting like almost abused by these people.
So you were just standing up, basically.
I think Gaz just sounded like he turned in like an episode of Suits, man. Just turned everyone on his head.
No,
he didn't. He turned in was like the fucking White Knight and was like,
it was just kind of thing. What he did. It was,
he just planned it where he knew that if it ever happened to him, he's seen it happen to so many people.
Yeah.
And he thought, if they ever try it with me, I'll nail him.
It's good foresight, to be honest.
So just to clarify, while you're going around the army like the Punisher, kind of
like... I was on a massive decline, and he's on a fucking
all right, so while you're bringing the army's reputation to disrepute, Mike's on the Queen's birthday honours list.
Snapped. I'm in like English FA doing presentations and stuff.
Heels together with fucking Gareth Southgate.
The same day I was in court martial, he was on Queen's birthday honours list getting his presentation.
Yeah, we've got to cover that. We can't just leave that hanging. You've got to unpack that a bit.
So the citation read along for revolutionising the way the military trained today. So that was why I was on that for that particular award was for that. It was just writing programs. It was just tripled the para reg pass rate for one of them, and then the other one was just rewriting the common military syllabus for training establishments.
So that was for the younger soldiers as well, wasn't it? You kind of
for everyone.
For everyone. Okay. So
started out as the reg, then it went to everyone at Harrogate, then it went to we did it as a team for everyone in the army. So CMS 14 or 18. CMS 18 it was.
So I always get the question, obviously the Army have changed their ways a little bit. The Marines haven't. I know you're not kind of in that world, I guess, but have you got any sort of detail on whether the Marines are going the similar way? Have you heard anything about that or no? I always get that question. Because they've been very much kind of
yeah.
So we've bid for the contract to take on. So I own a tech company where we have an artificial intelligence coaching platform. We've just bid for the contract to take on the Royal Marine and Navy pathway. So we'll turn that on its head and make sure everyone turns up fully. So at the moment, you basically get like a handout, A4 document, where now you should basically turn up with a full individualized training program, and that will depend on where you start as well. So we've got the ability to basically benchmark where people are and then say he ain't ready or he's not.
So wait a little bit,
or get him in early because he's showcasing his skills, and data shows us that he's got a 90% chance of passing. Where mate, you got a 3% chance of passing. Go and choose some dog shit.
Yeah, because it's pretty much just ad hoc at the moment. People are like,
at the moment,
I think I'm ready. I'm gonna go. Yeah,
and that
A4 document is shit.
Yeah, and that's the reason why people come to you. That's the reason why so many people fail at training establishments, is because they just aren't prepared to withstand the rigors of what that training takes. And I think people take it for granted because they can go and pass the PJFT in a nice, warm, cozy room.
Correct.
It doesn't necessarily transfer over to being able to do it wet and cold.
Yeah, 100%. That's absolutely it. I think they're just so far behind. What year is this that you got?
See, I would argue that I thought they was ahead. So from an Army point of view, so I've studied. We work a lot with Marines, more so with serving Marines going on to UKSF. That's our biggest demographic actually. So, and I obviously work with a lot of Marines in SFSG as well. So I know the pathway inside out. And I thought over COVID, you guys shown so much more that you was up to date than the rest of them. The military, the Army went to shit. It didn't have a clue what was going on. I was trying to help them with online coaching and stuff, trying to get people moving. It ended up being this dog shit product that someone else came up with. And whereas PJFT just cracked on, they went online and stuff, and I thought they're ahead. PJFT Plus at that time, I thought, they're fucking doing really well. And then you've almost got a filter system going through. I still don't think the filter system's good enough, and I still don't think you do enough with the filter system. So if you tell someone they're wrong, no one really knows why, and no one really knows how to make it right. So it has a huge adverse effect on intakes and
pass rates eventually.
So my whole rationale on taking on this bid is that I can tell you why. And then I can tell you,
and then you can action it.
I can tell you when,
exactly. Yeah.
And we can build a product by that where we'll send pass rates through the roof anyway. But on top of that, we'll get more people through. Exactly what I did with, it was a product called Achilles where we tripled the parachute regiment pass rate. Not only did we triple it, we basically tripled the numbers that were doing it. So the whole system went through the roof. And there was a study where there was a stat on op pitting where the Reg went and did this stuff in Afghan, the close down of Afghan. Most blokes there were from Op Achilles pathway.
So that's obviously a massive impact. It's just more bums on seats, isn't it? So,
but quality bums on seats. So rather than lower the standards, which everyone else is doing to get more bums on seats, standards can remain the same, but how we get there should always be different.
Yeah, because most people can reach a standard. They just need the right guidance, effectively, don't they?
And what you got to remember is the standard reached is not the end point. So there's two factors in there where most people are trained, they think, I need to be a Royal Marine week 1, day 1. I need to be a British paratrooper week 1, day 1. It's the wrong way to look at it. You need to be able to... The reason why we were so successful in Op Achilles is because we never made them paratroopers. All we did was provide a foundation of strength to allow the world-class instructors at Para-Reg Depot to then go and mould them into paratroopers. That's not my job. Stay in your lane. We created a foundation where we said, you can do what the fuck you want to do with these Joes now. You're saying nods. Nods.
That's what we call
Freudian slip there.
That's what we call them when you're not here.
I love that.
So with nods and with the Joes, it's like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with them now. You can thrash them to an inch of life. They will not break. They can withstand the rigors of training. That's what we did. So lo and behold, those that made it to P Company who had gone through one of our pathways had an 88% chance of passing P Company, which is outrageous.
Yeah, that's insane.
So going back to this Marine contract then, from like a business perspective, how is that going to be scalable? Is it going to be AI driven? So obviously you can't put everyone on like a screening call. Is it going to be lads literally put their kind of metrics into this platform and then it'll spit out a training program for them?
To an extent. So I have built, I've got a set of intellectual property whereby I can work out the exact amount of resistance you can put through every muscle in your body through years and years and years of data. When we get the Marines, that's even more data, creates even closer training programs. But the idea behind it is that if you step up now and say, I want to join the Royal Marines, I want to join a certain part of the Navy, it would then say, we are going to give you every tool we possibly can to help you be successful. Now, that's only going to get you so far because there's a tactical and technical element to that where you still got to be a decent soldier. But that's all teachable. They're going to teach you that. But we're going to give you every physiological and psychological enhancement to make sure that you are ready to go and get taught by the world-class instructors down at Lympstone. Because you deserve that. If you're going to stand up and fight for this country, the absolute bare minimum we can give you is health. Second is performance. Do that and you will outperform everyone else. We can then check compliance. We can then have a look at people's strengths and weaknesses. So when they get to training, the instructors can then go, he needs to work a little bit more on that. Or he's very strong on that. Let's harness that. Where does he sit? We've done it as well where our technology has gone so far now where we can work out the exact meters per second people can travel at and how that's affected by load. So we can organise the stack in the door before someone goes through it, depending on who can clear the next room the quickest. If there's a corridor at 20 metres, who can go that quickest, right? Number two, you're third in the stack because you're going to hit the corridor because you're the fastest. However, you now need to carry a ladder, and when you add that load, you're no longer the fastest. Number four is, so now you're in that the stack because you're going to clear the corridor. We can work it out. We can almost go through the house or go through this element based on people's strengths and weaknesses. We can do that at huge amounts of scale now where we can give every single person an individualized training program to at least give them health and performance prior to stepping up for the country.
So I guess it goes all the way through from like entering, getting through training to getting into
ideally
kicking doors down or whatever it is. So
the contract, the contract states it's to get people in. So
okay. So will this then be a free resource if you've been contracted out to do it? Okay.
Not for you.
Yeah, you have to pay. No, yeah. Do you do a RAF Reg pathway?
Yeah.
Turn up. Whether we get it or not. So we did this we ended up, there's a great story actually. So again, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but I will.
We can always redact it.
There's the edit, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so we went for a contract in the US with the same concept for a National Guard unit. So National Guard, have you ever seen on like TV where like they get off the bus and they're getting screamed at and fucking thrown
like during instructors.
That actually happens. That's not TV, that actually happens. It's fucking weird.
That's the military.
Weird.
That's how
so anyway, but in the National Guard, they go 2 times a month. The US military seem to think that they can enhance these people from a tactical, technical, physiological, psychological point of view in those 2 days. Completely neglecting what's happened in the, let's say, 28 days before that. They try and train them, make them fitter, make them a better soldier in 2 days. And they're like, it is chaos. So anyway, we was going to take the contract to deal with the other 28 days. So we're going to look after them. If they're going to step up for the country, we're going to look after them. Went through it all, got the bid, won it. This National Guard was like, this is fucking amazing. Like, we're going to get individualized training. We've got you looking after us. We've got all this type of help. So, perfect. What we're going to do, I'm going to pass it up to my boss. We'll get it signed off. No worries. Get a phone call. This boss owns 3 states. So we was taking on a certain state in America. He owns 3 states. Went, love the idea. I would love it for all 3 states. I'm going to pass it up to my boss. Mate, about a month later, we get the call saying, would you be in the position to take on the H2F contract for the whole US military?
Sure.
And I'm sat there.
Throwing arms and legs that.
I'm sat there, big time. I'm sat there, I went, yes.
Yeah.
Bold as brass. Are you sure you can do it, Mike? Yes. Got off the phone, straight onto the developers. There's like 4 or 5 blokes sat in a room drinking Coke, fucking scoffing Doritos at 0700, man. I'm like, boys, this is the sketch. Make it happen. They're like, we can't do that. I'm like, well, we are. So
I've already said yes.
Do it.
It's too late now.
Anyway, this was growing bigger. I'm having like senators from America, like, like big people ringing me. And
I was going to say
daily WhatsApp conversations with these huge general, all sorts, mate. It was crazy.
Sir, the president's on the line.
Yeah. So anyway, it gets. So one of the things was the Marines at one point, and the meeting got put on hold because the president was doing something at the time. So the president affected us at one point. I was like, this is fucking crazy. It got to a stage, mate, I'm stood there in a shirt delivering a presentation to Google, and they're trying to break the app. So it got to a stage where, right, we're going to get it. we just now need to see if we can hack it. And I'm getting asked loads of questions in regards to, have you got any association with China, any association with the following countries, say yes or no. Just bang down, yeah. And I'm going through it. And anyway, we end up getting beat in the final. We got down to the final 2 of this thing. I just wanted the one state. Ended up going all. We got beat by Microsoft in the final. And we was like, I can't go through that again. We need to fucking bring it all back. Let's go back to Britain. Let's do something small.
Smaller.
So we, but mate, at the time I was having like financial advisors move all my companies around. I had IP put into a structure, into other companies where the money was. Mate, I'm talking like the question was, can you help us reduce the 1.6 billion per annum MSKI injury risk? And I was like, yeah, it was worth so much money. It was ridiculous. I was coming home like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what I can do. Like, my whole life was going to flip upside. You ever seen War Dogs?
Yeah.
It was like that, but for this. No one had a clue what it was doing. We just ended up in...
They just keep saying yes and everything. You keep getting into different doors. Then you're like, I can do that.
Yeah. At every single step I was going, can you do it? I was going, yeah.
Figure it out later.
And then I'd go and try and figure it out. And then so we come back. And so we have the product there that is the best thing that the military needs. And it's not just that. If it can go into the reserves, it's incredible. It's tactical athlete performance optimization. It gives every commander at every level the exact tools to make decisions from a physiological standpoint. Who's the fittest? Who's the fastest? Whatever you can do. But it also then helps in regards to data on reducing injury risk from if someone's had a poor sleep, or if stress levels are high, or if a balloon goes up and we need a platoon of blokes. Who's the platoon's going to go?
Who's the most ready, kind of thing.
Well, what's the aim? Yeah. So we work out the aim. What does that look like from a characteristic point of view? What components of fitness does it rely upon? These boys show that. Send them. And it's as quick as that, and it's rapid.
Nice.
And it constantly changes. You go on leave and your equipment changes, so does your plan. But you still come back with the commander's intent in mind.
Do you reckon? Have you seen when George Bush is sat in that classroom and the guy comes and whispers in his ear?
The 9/11 meme.
What he actually says is, Coach Mike Chadwick's on the phone to you, mate. That's why he bursts out the door.
Sir, it's the Red On Performance Centre.
It's the Red On Performance Centre. They're ready.
They're ready for you.
He's only got 2 minutes for you.
Yeah.
So that must be a hard one mentally to deal with, as you said, with the US contract, because you were so close to it really kind of like changing your life. But actually, from it's all about perspective, I guess, because you were saying that sort of people were coming in and restructuring your business. So you're actually kind of, because of that, in a much better place now, long term.
Yeah.
I know at the time it feels like a bit of a kick in the balls, but like where you are now, and there's obviously there's no short term goal. It's always building towards a bigger thing. That actually put you in a good place, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's in a decent place, but I don't own a yacht.
True. Not yet.
Well, this is the perspective.
Not yet, mate.
No, but then I'm not very money orientated. So one of the rationale, one of the points of it all was that I didn't really care. All I wanted to do was do something crazy and be like undeniably successful. Someone could go, Mike went and did that, and that's all I care about. I still pay myself the same money I earned when I was in the army, and the Red On Group is doing very well for itself. But that's just the way I am. I'm there for success and wins. All I care about, genuinely, is putting athletes in places that they never thought was possible. And we go and win pretty much every single time.
Bit of a legacy piece, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah, I think so.
Leaving something that's bigger than paying yourself a bigger paycheck. Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about the AI stuff. So if we pivot now into socks, I reckon that's probably a good
one of the different branches of the Red On brand.
Yeah.
You're
AI to socks.
This is
after last week. I think you're the sock dog.
This is what everyone wants to hear about. And yeah, you've probably got some stuff you want to get off your chest with it being Black Friday last week. It's probably
so a big week for the socks.
Some quite literally some dirty laundry that you want to wear, perhaps.
It's a rough week that. So Lucy normally runs. What do you mean?
It's your fault. You came in.
It was my own fault.
So he came in with a picture and went, Mike, I think it was on a call. He went, if I do this now, we're fucked. And just show me this picture, and it basically had it was something to do with like, we're gonna do some sort of
40% off,
40% off
stuff,
all the Christmas stuff, and we're packing it, and we'll throw you something extra in. I can't remember what it was, and I just went, I just looked at him and nodded and went, yeah, you do it, you make decisions. Mate, I'm looking through that glass window, you can't see it with the camera. Mate, the fucking the printout was going like that, flying out, and I'm looking like, holy shit. Looked online, so you look on our website, and it can tell you what traffic is. Maybe he was getting orders. Israel.
Israel
was big on them. So
that day it was up.
That's concerning.
It was up that one day from our monthly average by 429%.
And we sell a lot of socks per month.
Yeah, a lot.
But it was ridiculous. And we
Black Friday,
were going like,
true.
We can't. How are we going to do this? We had this whole place was laid out with socks.
Mate, I rang my mate,
and it was like wasn't even a quarter way through of the sock from that window down to there. And it was.
I rang Rich Body on the first night after it and said, "Oh, do you know what? I could get used to like working in a factory. I think if you work in a factory, getting paid nice wage, like I could do that." And he was like, "Yeah, I reckon you get bored after one day." And I was like, "Nah, not a fucking chance, mate. It's a bit of me. This just working in a factory." Came in the next morning, rang him after that day, and I went, "Mate, fucking take that back, mate. There's no way on earth I could work in a factory." It was horrendous, mate.
It was chaos, but we've
good though.
We've done something great, haven't we? We've created a product where it's like it works and it helps, and it's it's something that no one takes serious and everyone takes for granted. And I've done it in the military. I've spent many years tabbing up and down all sorts of features in the shittest weather, in the worst conditions, in the worst environment. And the first thing that goes is my boots. Whenever something's not right and my feet don't, the first thing I get rid of is my boots. And I would be wearing like 10 for a $5 from TK Maxx, fucking.
Because they're a little better.
I had to ring my mum like a couple of weeks back and just said, "Don't buy many socks for Christmas," because I used to always ask for like 20 pairs of socks. So like, "What do you mean? I've already got them." I was like, "I can't wear them. I'm not allowed."
Contractually obliged to wear.
Yeah,
that's a decent contract. I'll take that.
So I know this is niche. How do you actually go about like designing socks?
Oh mate, it's chaos. So I
expert in that field.
I never thought I'd be asking that question on this podcast.
Do you know where it was built? Do you know the reason how Red On Socks came about?
No, go on.
All right, so we was training a series of guys going on the hills, and the fittest guy I sent out this particular group failed on the hills, and everyone else passed, and it was to do with blisters, and I was thinking there must be another way. So with this same guy, I built the socks for him, went back on and passed a little while later in the socks. But the idea I wanted was to completely alleviate blisters. I was thinking, if we made this absolute monster and blisters are holding back, like, this is ridiculous. So anyway, that's what happened. And in order to do it, I had to get like 50 pairs. So that's how I got them created, and cost me a fortune as well. But I basically spent months designing these socks. I split socks up like 26 different ways and said, I want to increase this part there, I want the composition to be that there, I want everything. I made every little bit where I wanted to do. One of them was targeted compression with the Achilles. I wanted to match what the Achilles tendon does. As it gets tight and snaps back, that's the efficiency of your ankle. Mirror it in the socks, only the energy sits outside your body. Concepts like that. Created these socks, no intention of selling them. And the idea was given to the lads who were going on the hills. Dead simple. So I'm giving it. So that's what we do. We work in percentages. If the most common injury on the hills is the knees, what's the most common reason for a knee injury? It's knee valgus. What's the most common injury for a knee valgus? It's glutes, weak glute med in particular. So we're going to work on weak glutes. Everyone gets that. So we cover that 1%. So no one's going to get a knee injury, right? No one's going to get an ankle injury. Right? No one's getting blisters. Everything, we just turn the odds in our favour. And then I had a pair on and put a picture on Instagram one day, and someone was like, "Where do we get them socks from?" I've heard about them, and I was like, "They're not for sale." And I thought, should I? I thought, fuck it. Do you know what? I ordered another 50, put them online. It's like them. They're like
they're the OGs.
Nah, the OGs are fucking wild.
Mate, I've got the OGs.
Have you? The OG.
Yeah,
so
I've got a couple of OGs.
They'll be worth a few quid soon.
Dark.
They will.
They're dead dark. And I put them on, and they sold out in 3 minutes. And I was like, all right,
might have something here.
So I was like, I'll buy 100, and it got a tiny bit cheaper. Still really expensive, by the way, for 100 pairs of socks. Sold out in 3 minutes. And at this point as well, where they're taking like 2 months to get in. So one part we sold out in 3 minutes. Then what we had is one of our biggest wins on our website is that we had 100% return buyer. So every single person who bought one pair of socks came back to buy another.
Strong.
Which was the most powerful moment we was in right now. So we then knew we would account for it. If we sell one pair of socks to someone, we know they're coming back. So
you can order more.
Yeah. So everyone's now messaging me saying, "Matt, I need more socks. I need more. So I can't go tabbing without them because I'm worried that if I do, I'm going to get blisters." And it created this narrative. And so not only are we now doing it, it's like almost, it's creating this thing. It's happening. And I was like, I can't, mate.
You will get blisters.
They'll be here in 2 months. It was like, what do you mean? I was like, I was like,
going hills in a month.
Yeah, and then it was like, so anyway, kept doing it 100, 200. In the end, we sold 1,000. We was up to 10,000, and I was like, this is happening. So then that's when I put right, from now on, I'll be known as the sock dog. And that's how it started, and that's how it's going now, and it's just created this now, it's sole business. It's now a complete business that runs on its own. Sock orders come through all day. We deliver them.
Like, bear in mind that you can't see on the camera, but that's not a big area, this area, is it?
No.
Like, sock delivery day when, like, 10,000 pairs of socks come in and we have to put them into different things. That's the day you want off. That's the day. That's the day Lucy takes.
Lucy normally goes on holiday.
She Dubai that.
Yeah.
Goes on Black Friday and any Christmas sales kind of days.
So at what point does Red On Socks have its own factory? You know, when did Nike come sniffing for it?
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think it's far off.
We could do it now. So now it's about. So I've probably exhausted my marketing share. I don't do any hard marketing. I never do anything for any coaching, any socks. I don't go out and explicitly say you need to buy these. I just put a picture of, like, I don't know, Tom Aspinall fighting in his boxing boots in them, or the guy who's covering the whole of Africa, or Premier League footballers in them. I just put a picture on that saying, if they're wearing them, you probably should as well. And then it sells on its own.
Yeah.
Mate, it gets to the point now, I watch Match of the Day, and I have to, like, go back, and people, whoever I'm watching it with, whether it's Laura or whoever, why are you going back? I'm like, I'm pretty certain that's a Red On sock, and then I'll be like,
put it on your story.
Like all Sheffield United are wearing them.
It's like Where's Wally, but for Red On Socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's at a stage now where if we went aggressive in the market and started doing paid ads or Facebook, Instagram, and that's when we could probably, this whole building would be socks, because
no more testing, just socks.
Yeah,
no more testing.
It's got its own separate entity now, so it still sits under the Red On Group. So the Red On Group now has a series of things that sits underneath it from companies that can work on its own. And then what it would do is I'll just have to hire someone to completely manage that, and that's the direction. We're pretty much there now to go and do that, and then it's just taking that next step.
I think it's a good lesson, all of this, though, for people who maybe want to go into business or in business. It's all of this that you've heard today is product first, isn't it? So all product first.
It's where every PT and coach goes wrong.
Yeah.
In this day and age, you can get a PT qualification as quickly as you possibly can, and I'm talking like a fucking week Groupon. You can go on Groupon, get a week long, get a PT qual, and you can go and teach people, and it's scary. People's health are at risk. And what they'll then do is they'll then go and hire an incredible marketing agency or marketing firm to go and scale into an inch of its life. You will always get found out, because if your product's shite, you're going to get found out. So there's absolutely nothing wrong, and I stood and delivered this at the International Fitness Summit, in consolidating your position. So we do it in the military. There's nothing wrong with staying still for a minute, taking a breath, building the foundations of what we do from a strength conditioning point of view, and making sure that when we take that next jump, we've got something to fall back on.
Yeah.
We're absolutely ready to go and do it, but just so happens that if we don't, we'll come back, we're still here, we're fine, still got it. That's why I get money thrown at me daily, weekly, to buy something in my business or to go in on something business, because they've seen that what we're doing, everyone wants a slice of it. The moment you show a bit of success, everyone wants in. And that's the type of position that we're in now. We've consolidated it. We're in a position now where the coaching is in a perfect position. We've got the exact amount of people we want on board. We don't take any more on. We still get 100, 150 calls per month. They all get turned down. They all make the same call the following month to go and to retry it. There's no aggressive marketing. They're all there. Socks are exactly the same. And then now I've now built an incredible team around me to now go and help me to go and drive this, and it allows me to go and do other things. I've got some other business ventures that I'm doing now. Podcasts. Football clubs.
Soon come.
Yeah.
So that's the position that we're in, mate, where, you know, it's there and it can explode at any moment. I'm holding it back. I'm the stop at the moment. I'm holding it back. I think some good things in the pipeline now.
Consolidating, because you say it's like kind of staying where you are, but I think if you're iterating and improving your offering or whatever it is, so say from a coaching perspective, if you've got the same amount of clients and you don't take any more on, but you spend that time and that energy and that investment in improving your offering to your current clients, or like, I don't think that is staying still. It's still improving, isn't it? It's just kind of in a different way. You're not maybe getting more revenue through, but you are actually improving the offer still.
So I've got the same amount of athletes on my books, and I've quadrupled my staff in the past few months. But
so those athletes are just getting better.
They've got better. So I've brought in the best rehabilitation team in Gary. I've, best nutritionist in the country. We've got the guy who wrote the programming for the officers, which is a huge demographic of ours. sports scientists, accountability coaches, data analysis. The athletes' numbers haven't changed, so we take on the bare minimum to ensure that they have our utmost attention. That's why we win absolutely everything.
So is there a way, if as coaches listening, if there, as I imagine some people will, is there a way that a coach so you've got a team, right? So if a coach is on their own, is there a way that they know they've kind of reached their threshold? Obviously, there's maybe not a number that's different for everyone, but is there a kind of thing that you can think of that maybe tells them they've reached where they need to be?
Currency of mine is time, mate. So you know, we can go and earn money. There's million. I've got a bit of a business where I can go and get money. All I care about is time. I spent many years away. Now all I want to do, mate, is spend time with my family. So that's how I would measure it. So most people, you should always start in the gym. So if you're ever you want to go online is the way for financial freedom. So if you want to go and scale a business, it's got to be online. But I'm a fond believer that you've got to do the hard yards on the gym floor first, because how can you prescribe something over the internet when you haven't done it yourself or delivered it yourself? So there's one thing in being able to do a back squat, there's another thing being able to teach it, there's a third thing being able to teach it externally, and online, then look at the biomechanical analysis of that video and breaking it down and making sure they can do it better. That's quite difficult to do. So if you can't do it in person, you most definitely cannot do it online. So that's the first thing. So you've got to do the hard yards. What you will then find is if you're good enough, something that's going to take a hit first is time. So because you're good, you're going to get a shitload of clients coming through. And what they'll then do is over the time, you're going to think, I've got no time to do anything here. How can I make this better? I'm now in a decent enough position where my people want me. So I can now take online hybrid effects. So then go online with some. I've got no spaces, but here's what I can do. I can go online. And over time, you shift the percentage of how many people you have online, build into the online community that way. At the same time, staying relevant up with education, academia, and your qualifications and stuff. That's why we're bringing out our own accreditation, because I think the ones are shit out there.
We'll get into that.
And that's why we've, and then you've got to build a team. And, you know, that's why we brought Gary on from Plug-in Rehab, who now works full-time in the Red On Group and obviously has the most insane business idea ever in Plug-in Rehab, that he now goes and delivers that to he basically does what he did for me initially from a rehabilitation point of view and gives that for every single person, and it's an incredible business.
I can vouch for that. So what we didn't actually cover this off air, did we? But we were going to. But Gal, what's your official role at Red On? We didn't actually cover that. Yeah,
he does fuck all.
I don't think I did everything. Don't I? Yeah. So when I first came over with Red On,
official sock packer.
Literally, mate. I'm just like one of the directors here. Right? I do pretty much a bit of everything.
He runs the show. I'll tell you what he does. He's like beating around the bush. So he runs the show. So Gary's come in with from. It's his business mind that we brought him in first and foremost. So we brought him in because we knew that he could take this business to another level, which he has done. So he came in and organised it to an inch of its life. Because at first it was me and my mind. So Gary came in and just said, "We can't have that."
No. Does that ring any bells?
So wait, the first question we had, the first thing we did in the first hour we sat there was like, so we had phone calls coming through, and I was like, just sit there, mate, come in, see what's happening. And every phone call I turned down for it to come on the tier 1 pathway. And he's like, Mega, so what happens with them? And I went,
where do they go?
I don't know.
Into the ether.
Yeah, and he was like, what do you mean you don't know? And I was like, they've just been declined. They'll go and find another coach. I don't know. And he was like, what the fuck is going on here? He was like, so he then came in and created structure. And that's what he does. He's a director of the company. He basically, you run the whole thing, really. You run the Red On Group is based up in arms. Whether that's coaching, whether that's socks, whether that's tech, whether that's the investment things we do.
Plug-in Rehab comes under there.
So Plug-in Rehab's in there. We've then got
Performance Centre.
The Performance Centre, the challenge. So we've got top 100 health and fitness app in the world in the Red On Challenge. Each one of them is an arm that I basically, inside my own mind, was managing. Gary's came in and created structure and created KPIs for absolutely everything.
That's what I do, mate. I mean, when I left the army, I went into like 2 startups. So like I've got an idea. I was like a business director at one and then head of partnerships at another. So I've got I know how startups should go from probably like 500k a year revenue to 5 mil is what we tended to do. So I kind of know, and that's when I was like, I'm coming over to do this. So like originally when I set up Plug-in Rehab, we were just sat in there and having a go at it, weren't we? And like, right, well, let's just bring it into the Red On group. So me and Chad originally kind of mapped it out. What does it look like? How does that look? Because obviously I had the idea from a business point of view. He's done it before in the fitness world, so it was very much like, right, let's drive at it together. I think we both believed in that,
and it was working with our athletes.
Yeah. So originally it was just, we had it as a tier 1 pathway thing. This was the only thing it was going to be. It was going to be there. And then when we actually sat down, we were like, right, should we? This is a great business model because every PT out in the world could benefit from this. So how do we now build that as part of the Red On group and make sure that is something there? Because we've got, like, at Plug-in Rehab, we're about to bring on, the head ERI from Pull into Plug-in Rehab. So you're very much a believer in it. I'm very much a believer in it. If you're going to employ someone who's better than you that you can learn from. I'm not in the business of going, right, I'm going to employ you, I'm going to train you up and do that. I'd rather someone come in, and she will come in and go, this needs to change part of this rehabilitation protocol, this needs to change, and this is how we do it. So like, I always, and when you talk about building a team that's better than you. So you have to go, fuck. I mean, you sit there sometimes and go, right, fucking hell, I need to get back up above you lot now. And we're like, you can try. Because Isaac, who joined Red On Group, he rewrote it for Sanders. He's one of the top PTIs that I ever knew. I was kind of similar, kind of in the business mind. So Chad's always like fighting, like, shit, I need to get back up on top. And I think you need that, and that's how your business grows, is because you keep doing that. I mean, we've got a doctor that sits in there with us every day, and we're like, mate, what can I take? Can I take 20 grams of creatine? And he's like, he'll detail it all out, and I'll be like, right, sound. So now I've got that. So if someone
25's going in then.
Yeah. So I'm like, what's safe? So, but like everything he says, I'll write down and go, right, I know that.
Oh, I know that now.
So
yeah.
Surround yourself with the best people is what I would always do.
I think what Plug-in Rehab done as well is, what you got to remember is we created a company there that first of all sat in the tier 1, and it was our goal. It made us stand out above everyone else. So we had everything. Every arm that's made the tier 1, the Red On pathway, stand out above everyone else. And I've almost reduced my offering by giving it to every other coach. Mm-hmm. That's how much we believe in it. So what we've there done, we've then said, oh, go to them. We don't mind. They haven't got this, and this. We've given everything. So we're giving every other, and we're saying, that's how much we believe in the whole process. It's not just about financial freedom. It's about, we're doing something good, aren't we?
Yeah, making the world a better place.
We're doing something great, and I think that, again, is undeniable, whereby someone's gone, yeah, you're going to reduce your financial offer, you're going to reduce how much income you take, but undeniably you've done something incredible there.
Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons why we work with, like, coaches we want to, and I said it last time, didn't I? But like, we work with coaches we want to, like, who are classed as mates now, like the coaches that we work with, because I'd rather grow like your business and make it like, and I'd like to think all the coaches that I work with kind of go, oh yeah, I can see guys is trying to build businesses with us and stuff like that. So that's always been the thing of, yeah, we might make some money and put some money back into the Red On group, but actually when we leave like a stamp on the world, everyone goes, that is just how PTing is now. You get a PT and you get a rehab instructor, and that's just life. Like, people in 10 years time might look back and go, what the fuck did we do without rehab instructors? Or what did we do without that injury prevention side?
You make it the norm.
I get it now. So I'm in a circle now with some very, very elitist, business-minded people. And when we tell them about Plug-in Rehab, they're like, why the fuck have you done that? You've reduced your offering. It's like Nike giving Adidas the carbon, and it's like, why have you done that? You may as well make them better coaches. And we was like, all right, let's do that.
Let's do that as well.
So that's what we're doing. So now and they're like, why the fuck are you doing that? We're like, because it's undeniable. We're okay. We're absolutely fine. Everyone knows what we offer. Everyone knows the demographic that we deal with. I'd like to think we're the go-to people for that. Undeniable. So what we can now do is we can now help everyone else get better. We're okay with that. We're okay in our skin by doing that. Let's go and be undeniable in the fact that we can now coach. So that was my job in the military, was to travel around, upskill every PTI in the army. Every commander and every PTI to basically sit on one of my briefs in order to go and carry on as part of an annual deficit training. Let's repeat it. We've got the best team to go and do it. Let's upskill everyone. Give everyone everything.
That's like, I always think there's enough success for every single person in the world. But people are too busy like, you're shit, mate. I've seen your coaching programs. You're fucking shit. But you know what I mean? People would rather drag you down than go, mate, here you go. Have this. I mean, when like we try to work together, don't we? And go, right, will this help you, Ed? Put this in, do this, do that. And I try to throw some bits at you rather than be like, mate, that package is shit. Or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not a zero-sum game. Yeah,
to make it better, because there's like everyone in the UK probably should be getting PT'd. We've seen some of the clip of some people that are out there. So there's enough people out there that need a PT or need some health advice or need something. There's enough success for every single personal trainer. The shit ones that get found out, Chad said that before, like, you will eventually get found out and you get washed out. And you'll see him on Instagram, and I know a few that have come straight to my mind now, post every single day for like 60 days and you never see him again. Like, that is just what happens. But the good ones will stick around.
It's a high attrition rate. And also the kind of thing where, you know, each coach can only work with a certain amount of people, like we said. So to preserve that offering, they can only work with whatever it is, you know, a certain amount of people. So there is a kind of unlimited market, because one coach can't service fucking everyone. No. And so, yeah, you're right. People should be lifting each other up, I guess, rather than trying to gatekeep.
Everyone wants to see you do great, but never
until they do better than you.
Yeah,
that's it.
And that grips me as well. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just how I've been brought up that everyone just has a bit of everything. But yeah, I absolutely hate like the fact that people pull each other down and stuff like that. It just does my head in.
Your northern socialist principles, guys.
It is, mate. I'm terrible for stuff. So I'll say to him, someone's messaged me saying, can I do an injury consultation call for their athlete? And he's like, all right, yeah, cool. Which is the coach? I'm like, oh no, he's not on. I'm just going to do it for him for free. And he's like,
what?
Why? And I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like I need to, like, I want to help him out in this sense, or I want to help her out or whatever. And he's like, what?
We can give the world back some stuff.
Not everything.
We can't give everything. It's like,
so I'll help him with business.
There's a limit.
Help me with my morals, and then we can move forward. We should be all right.
I think we said that in the last podcast. We were talking together. We were like, too many coaches put everything behind a paywall. Sometimes you can just help people, can't you? I mean, not everything has to be, all right, pay me first, then I'll tell you fucking how many calories you should eat or whatever.
No.
Well, think about your Instagram.
Well, yeah, it's all value, isn't it?
Your whole page is based on providing free value.
True.
There may be an underhand, slow message that says, if you like that, maybe you like being coached. But if you don't, that's absolutely fine. But you think of how many posts you've done. It's completely free value that you've gone and studied, learned, videoed, posted.
Yeah.
That's more than enough for what people mess with me all the time, mate, going, you got any hints and tips about joining the Reg? I'm like, mate, there's 900 posts. There's 1,000 posts all aimed at that. Like, have you read any of them?
Send them your own profile.
It's like...
Yeah, it's important. You do need to offer someone some knowledge to build trust and credibility, because otherwise you just hoping that they'll make a leap of faith and take your word for it, and the world doesn't work like that.
So whenever we do our screening calls for bringing people on, one of the final things is I say, listen, go and screen every other coach that you can think of. Go and get 3 or 4 coaches, and like, why'd you do that? Because I know you're coming back. I know you're going to call me back, and that's it. And if you don't, it'll be filled anyway. So go and screen it. Go and make sure that you do your due diligence and have a look across the board. And if you want to go and be successful in anything, you've got to be ruthless. One of the things that sets everyone apart, and I mentioned this in my book, is those at the top are absolutely ruthless. They're selfish little bastards who will do anything to win. Incredible. Be the same. Because when you come on board, I want you to treat you like an athlete. So be ruthless in this moment right now. Screen every single coach and go, that's the one I want. Go and do it. And they're like, right, okay, I didn't think you'd say that. I'm like, that's where we're at.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's one of them, innit, where you've got to fit with that athlete, haven't you? And there's got to be that relationship, otherwise it can't work. You could be a really good coach, and if they're just not a fit for your program, there's no point having them on, because if they're just going to be effectively dead weight, they're not going to reach their goal. That reflects badly on you, and maybe it's not your coaching, but it's just the fact that it wasn't a good fit. And if you've taken them on
100%,
despite that, then sometimes
loads
that can be worse.
End up, especially when you're starting a coaching business, go, right, I'm going to take everyone who comes through the door.
And I think you have to, though, because
at the start, I think
fundamentally you've got to put food on the table. So I'm all for that. You go and you be a jack of all trades, take everybody on.
Also, that's experience.
And then niche it down.
But in order to go somewhere in the coaching world, you have to have a niche. And I got told all the time, mate, you need to broaden your horizon. Do not stick with just tactical. It was Para-Reg and Royal Marines going on SF. That was my demographic. That's what we did. And that's now transpired into like CEOs and people who understand this and all sorts. But predominantly, Tier 2, the app was those taking the first step, those joining the military. Tier 1 was those taking the next step. That was it. Don't go left or right. Don't take anyone going on stage. Don't take anyone without an aim. They all get turned down. This is what I deal with. Here's what I'm the best at. If you're not in that, there's plenty of people out there who help you, and I'll give you the names of them. But this is what I do. And that's why we now have a screen. We have an application, then a screen, then a proposal, then you come on board, and then you go through testing, and we go through, and then it's like you're almost still in probation. Right? People still get dropped all the time. Just because I'm like, prescription means fuck all without effort, and if you ain't going to apply effort, I ain't in. And I take this shit, as you can probably tell, I'm quite passionate, to heart. So the moment we set on that aim, we're in it together. Your aim's now our aim, and everyone in my team are going to fight tooth and nail to ensure you go past that. You better fucking work hard.
Yeah, it's a two-way thing, isn't it? You can't give everything and they give fucking 30%, and it's not going to work, is it?
Yeah. As someone who's like at the start of their coaching career almost, I really value talking to you guys because I can just basically cherry pick all the good things that you've done. Like, it's really valuable information. I'm sure a lot of the listeners can take loads from this as well. But I am obviously conscious of the time, and I know, Gaz, you don't like working on Friday afternoons, so...
I don't mind when it's just chatting to the boys, but yeah, if it was... Yeah, I'd be
you
on
got some
the
socks to
road.
pack, probably, from a couple of other audience.
So in an attempt to wrap up then, we come into the end of the year. What does 2024 look like for the Red On Group? I know you've dangled a few carrots at us. You've given us you've dropped the football team carrot. I know you've obviously got a lot of promising stuff in the pipeline.
I've tried. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that either, mate.
Yeah,
Drop some bombshells in here, by the way. We're fucked.
Some proper exclusives coming for the Brummy brothers.
I'll do.
What have you got nailed on?
So, Plug-in Rehab, we're going to employ another rehab coach who is better than me and will keep Ash accountable and move the whole business forward again. Like I say, she's like the top of the game. She's worked in Premier League football, Premier League rugby. She's at an elite military unit at the minute, so she's got like that kind of knowledge, and she'll move that forward. And I think we'll probably employ a couple of people as we start going through, because I still want what I give all my coaches. I want everyone who comes on to have that same relationship. So whether that means that actually we just cap it at 5 or 6 coaches, have one rehab instructor or whatever it may be, but ultimately I want everyone to feel like they get their own rehab instructor on hand, as you guys know we do anyway. Every single day, so they can have that. That's like by the by. So that's going to be Plug-in Rehab. That's to one side. That'll just keep growing, I hope, and more online coaching. I mean, I get into a point now where I'm getting calls all the time saying, can I come on board? And I'm screening people because I'm going, don't quite fit, see you later on, and I'll move it on. Probably had 5 or 6 this week trying to come on, and I'm just not sure if they're the right fit, so I need to figure that one out. So that'll keep growing. What was the other bit I was going to do was Red On Group as a whole. We are about to... we're not going to launch it, are we? The event. So we are going to do an event in February 2024, but we're not going to launch it. So this is going to be by invite only. This is going to be... We've been putting subtle things out and collecting names and people. What will happen from the back end of this is... We're working alongside the Hybrid Performance Centre, Red On Group together. It's going to be something that's going to be horrendously dirty for everyone, but we're going to do it.
You don't want an invite.
No, you don't want an invite, but if you get an invite, you better turn up. So what you're going to get is did you see Stephen Bartlett when he gave out his book and it had a box, that kind of stuff. So we've already got things for a box of invites where it's going to be a grid reference, a timing, and that's probably going to be it. And a list, like a kit list of, you need to be at this grid reference, at this time, wearing this, with this person.
Sounds like Hills to me.
Could be anything. We're not sure, but we keep subtly releasing little bits. And if you keep watching...
Just follow me, because I'll be in for it.
I was going to say, if you keep watching
follow along.
Bits, he's in with his partner. I'm going to be in with a partner. All the hybrid lot are going to be in. So it's going to be a big event. But we put it out yesterday saying... everyone keeps banging on like... Oh, fucking I'm this hybrid lifestyle. I'm always ready. I stay ready. Like, we're going to find out on February the 9th who is ready and who stays ready.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. So that's our first event. It's going to be a series of 3 different events that are going to be completely different in
modality,
time, in distance, weight, whatever it may be. couple of key takeaways there. Red on socks, we're at a point where that is probably just going to go off and be red on socks, where we can continue to like monitor it and make sure that the right designs are coming out. People are still coming back with 100% return rate. At the minute, we've got like Mike was saying, 100% of people still come back and buy. And the amount of people that we speak to when they go, I bought a pair of red on socks and I'll never go back to another pair of socks. I'd rather spend 15, 20 quid, whatever it is, whether you get a discount code or not. That's going to keep growing, and we're going to probably open that up. There is another item that's going to be hopefully coming. We're still working on it at the moment.
I think I know what this is. Can you disclose any information on that, or is it still all? All hush?
What do you know?
Are they the undergarment?
Possibly.
Yes. That's fucking that's bane of my life at the moment.
So we've got about 15 different prototypes in there.
You'll have to show me some of them in a second.
It's just not like
Gaz has tried every pair on.
I've tried every single one if you want to smell them. But
so the idea, obviously, with the socks is that they're anti-blister. Is this going to be anti-chafe?
Yeah. So the next thing up the ladder, like you were saying.
So the next thing that's coming out probably before Christmas is like the boardrooms. So we now got battlefields. We've got the boardroom that come in like a nice box, and we've got there's ones with a parachute, there's ones with a dagger, there's ones with a top hat. And then this one.
You can get the top hat ones.
Oh, I get it. Oh, so these are like dress socks.
Yeah,
right.
So
I'm with
so
you now.
The idea is that the boardroom's still your battlefield, so they're not as fixed. You can wear them in like shoes and stuff. So obviously the original socks were built for boots. They now transpired into pretty much every box in the country.
I love that.
Started with boots. So they're coming out as well. So we got the event. The socks is about to blow up bigger than what we can do. So it's the next stage is I have been trying to release compression shorts now for 12 months, and it's not perfect, so I'm not doing it. Until it is the best compression short on the market, I won't do it.
The red on sock of the compression short
goes back to what we were saying before. Product first, always. It's got to deliver.
Exactly.
Because I genuinely think, hand on heart, we could release any one of those 15 tomorrow and we'd sell. And I think that's because we've put our name now to some. So people bought socks because I was good at coaching. So that's part and parcel. Because I either delivered something to him in the military, so they knew who I was. I delivered nice content online. So they've taken that as if he does that, he should be good at socks. That had to then be a good sock for them to come back.
Oh, the camera's died.
Cameras are wrapped.
The camera's wrapped. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, well,
cool.
we've still got the audio, so it's fine.
So
go for it.
I could then sell underwear because people have bought socks, but it's got to be good, so otherwise they're not going to come back. And it's got to be perfect. I will not do it if it's not perfect. So that's that.
Yeah, they're really good. And then the performance center is taking off like you wouldn't believe. So Lucy, who works for the Red On Group as well, she PTs in here, and that's slowly like edging off now, isn't it? Because we're just getting so many athletes. Like I must get on the performance.
She's
center.
increasing as well, so we need to probably either get Lucy in a new place.
Or we're gonna have to buy
expand a bit
at some point. It's just that's another thing that's
this is what I tried to pin you down to something concrete for 2024, because you're spinning so many plates at the moment. It's hard to actually nail anything down.
There's a possible gym partnership as well as in buying and building a gym. This place, we've got Premier League footballers that are coming in now. We've got
so many irons in the fire.
Elite Ironman athletes. We've got elite High Rocks athletes. We've got our own Red On team. I don't know if you know about that, but we've basically built a team of athletes that can come in here, test whenever they want, speak to Ash whenever they want.
Like the Avengers.
And essentially we're just going to roll them out at events. So we've got like
just
head to toe in Red On socks.
Last weekend they did.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Yeah. So this place will blow up over the next couple of months as well, I think. And then books coming out.
Yeah,
we haven't even touched on this.
I've finished my exclusive deal now from an audio point of view. So now we've got the hardback coming out, or the hard copy coming out in January. That's going to happen, and that's it. That's it.
Is that it?
I think so.
Is that it? Are you allowed to mention?
We're keeping stum on the football.
Don't mention the
We
football.
can do that
mention the
football.
football.
That'll come out in the wash.
Yeah.
But I'm not happy about it.
No, Gaz isn't happy. Wrong colour.
Gents, on that note, have you got anything else to add?
No. Anything else to finish on, boys?
Can I change Rio Ferdinand? I'm going to change it.
Yeah. You want to solidify those five-a-side
Yeah,
places?
because once we stop recording,
as soon as I stop recording on this, they're locked in now.
Mate. You're locked in anyway.
I keep thinking about Cafu, but...
what player?
You are the Yorkshire
Cafu on there.
I am the Yorkshire Cafu. They did used to call me that. Yeah.
I didn't think that you could have...
Volley's name, Yorkshire Cafu, because I go get the ball all the time.
You could have just picked any player from that like early noughties Brazil team, and you would
have picked that Brazil team.
Yeah,
literally, that was the one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I know we're going out digressing a little bit, but that was the team, mate.
Awesome. That's it from me. Anything?
No, we're all good to go. Again, thank you for your time,
Cheers
gents.
for coming
I was
on.
going to say I've taken a lot from that. I'm going to have to
You're
go
welcome,
home and
mate.
re-listen to it when it
I was
comes
going
out.
to say,
Yeah.
that might be 2 part of that. That's big, innit?
Yeah.
That is a big
That was
one.
long.
Yeah, well, we have like
I've
so-
got another podcast now.
So much so that the camera even couldn't handle it. The camera wrapped.
I know.
Yeah, we'll get off. We'll let you get to your next podcast. Cheers for coming on, boys.
Pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.